Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air get thinner. Standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us
come back, drum roll. I come back, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have everybody here. Thank you so much to the new subbies. But I am officially back on the Red app. How exciting. I'm currently in Beijing. I'm in China. I'm gonna quickly chat about why I left Korea, why I left EPIK, what happened, why I went back home to South Africa. But in a nutshell, the main reason why I left EPIK and Korea is that the salaries in China are way more competitive. So simple, short and sweet. I'm gonna chat to you guys about the costs. So mainly the costs about my move here to Beijing. If I have left anything out, please let me know. Either slide in my DMs on Instagram. A lot of people seem to be comfortable with that, so you can do that, or you can leave a comment down below for others to see as well that may have the same question as you. I'm happy to help if you want to find out how I found a job, because actually my school reached out to me. Let me know too. I'll either shoot a video if a lot of people ask about it, or I will let you know privately. But without any further ado, let's get into it, guys. And please, I only have one ask. Can everybody just be nice, okay? It has been a minute since I have been vlogging, so if my angles are weird or if kiluzile touch nyana, listen, just give me 1 or 2 vlogs and I'm gonna be back in it. Okay? So my contracts under EPIK, okay? At the 2 schools I was working at in Korea, it was a 1-year contract which ended officially on the 28th of February of this year. My school did ask me to renew. In fact, when I had told them, you know what, I've decided I'm not going to renew, I was actually very transparent with them, because no, it only made sense at that point in time. Also, what am I gaining if I'm not? So I told them directly, I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to renew. I do want to go move over to China. There is an opportunity for me to be a homeroom teacher, and I'm going to take that opportunity. So they were really upset with me because they thought I would do another year, and of course they wanted me to stay. I mean, a hard worker, where are you gonna find another one? No, but yeah, so they weren't happy with me. But nonetheless, fast forward, so by the time I had decided to not renew my contract with EPIK, I had already secured a job in China as a homeroom teacher, like I said, in Beijing. So I had already signed the contract, everything was sorted. So now come the 28th of February, it's time for both myself and my sister to leave. If you guys follow Anna, if you follow my sister on Instagram, you'll know that she left on time. She left directly from Korea to China and started like work immediately. My issue as to why I did not leave on time or when I had planned, okay, is because my work permit was delayed. So the reason why my work permit was delayed, if you know, you have to get medicals done, right, when you're applying for ESL jobs abroad. So I did my medicals the same time as my sister in Korea, and I had submitted everything I needed to submit to my school here in China on time. But they follow a longer or more ridiculous process than my sister's school does. What I mean by that is that they had to first apply for my work permit online. So they did that, which took about a week or 2 weeks, but it was rejected. Reason being, they then came back and said, you know what, the medicals that you sent us from Korea, we are struggling to understand or read the doctor's notes on what he said or whatever. And they gave a suggestion. They're like, over here he must say normal, over here he must say none or whatever, but that doctor wrote some other type of symbols. And I'm like, you know what, guys, my sister's also going to China. She went to the exact same doctor, the exact same hospital at the exact same flipping time. Why am I the only one having issues? So mind you, now my contract in Korea has ended. It's month end, meaning my lease at the apartment where I was staying has ended as well. So now I'm in a situation of, do I now go stay at a hotel in Korea? I'm not earning an income, right, because my contract is finished. Do I now go stay at a hotel? I need to pay hotel fees, obviously support myself in terms of food for however long, which they said it could take another 2 to 4 weeks once I've done a new medical check. So I'm like, okay, I'm a chill in Korea. My alien registration card is expired, number one. I'm going to be paying hotel fees for a month, number two. I'm now going to need to buy food, groceries, etc., number three. And I'm like, we're not doing that. So I was like, you know what, let me go home, because I knew that EPIK would cover my flight costs if I went back home. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't tell my family or anyone that I was going back to South Africa. It was a complete surprise. So I went home. I went directly to Limpopo. I went to go see my mom and family. It was great. It was fun. They didn't expect it. It was nice, right? So now I need to get the ball rolling again. I need to get a new medical check done. So I go back to Joburg. I head to Sandton. Mind you, I am not on medical aid in South Africa because I was on medical aid in Korea, and my plan was not to go back home. So yes, I have travel insurance. Very important, guys, when you're traveling. Yes, I have travel insurance, but my travel insurance with Discovery does not cover me when I'm in my home country. So zero medical aid. I need to now do like vigorous medical checks, right? Which is extremely expensive. So that's the first amount. I spent over, let's round it off to 2,500 Rand. That's the first cost. 2,500 Rand for my medical check. Oh yes, just let's go back a little. I did say that EPIK refunded me for my flight ticket home, just to let you guys know how much it was. It was about 10,000 Rand. Yeah, it was about 10,000 Rand. They did reimburse me a particular amount. So I paid 2,500 Rand, around that amount, for my x-rays, my bloods, my whatevers that they needed, right? So then I sent I sent pictures. So I took pictures of my results. I sent that to my school in China. They were like, okay, cool. Now we need to restart the online application for my work permit, which took 2 weeks, right? And then they're like, okay, great. Now post us your physical results, because I was very hesitant. I'm like, you know what, you guys initially found issues with my first set of medicals. I'm now not going to spend money with Postnet to send you guys the physical results if the online application is not successful. So it was successful. I sent them the physical documents. Great. Now that they've applied online, everything is successful. They need to apply offline, which is why they needed the physical results, which could take another 2 to 4 weeks. Sharp. So I'm visiting family, I'm seeing friends, I'm seeing unnecessary people. I saw pizza, waste of time, waste of energy, waste of money. Oh, anyways. So what happened next? Let me think. So then what happened next, fast forward, is obviously now I haven't like I'm not working, a girl's not working. I'm having the time of my life in Joe Breezy, although I had the time of my life like a little bit before I left for China. Nonetheless, I'm spending money, I'm chopping money, okay? It's nice. What else am I gonna do? Be depressed in South Africa? I don't think so. Because I was really anxious and stressed as it is about everything that's happening with my school in China. So yeah, a girl is just living her best life. Do I regret it? Not at all. Yeah, so fast forward. Great. My English. My offline application. So my offline application for the work permit was now successful, whatever. So I'm like to my school, okay, cool, when can I go apply for the visa? So now I can't apply for the visa without getting the actual work permit from the school. So they send it to me, I go and apply for my visa, and that cost me around 1,100 rand. Yeah, around 1,100 rand. So I go apply for my visa, and now I'm flipping applying for my visa when there's so many public holidays. So I was like, I'm ready, like it should take around 3 to 4 days as per the websites, but when I get there, it is a flipping long waiting queue and a line, and nonetheless I can only fetch my visa the following week, right, because of all the public holidays. So I go pick that up. Great, it's successful. So now I book my flight immediately. I didn't waste time. I booked my flight for the exact same day in the evening to head to Beijing. So I messaged my school on WeChat. I'm like, guys, I got my visa, I booked my school. These people then say to me, what? We were waiting for your visa application updates. So now the overthinker in me, stress. I'm worried, hey, because now it's what? Work ended at the end of February, March is gone, April, we are mid-month, and I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? And my contract was supposed to start on the 1st of March. Like, what do you mean? So I'm stressing them, I'm calling my sister, I'm like, my guy, these people, like, I'm telling them I just booked a flight, and they're telling me, but they were expecting feedback regarding my visa application. Like, what are you saying? Anyways, I pray about it. I'm like, Lord, I can't take anymore. What's going on? So I'm like, guys, I did tell you here and here that I'm applying for the visa, and I'll let you know once the flight is booked. You guys clearly said great. And then my visa application officer person, which is a person in China who's just helping me with the whole visa process or guiding me along the whole process, she was like, no, don't worry, it's nothing to worry about, we just weren't expecting you so soon. Okay, so I'm like, great, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, cool. So the girl gets on a flight, I land in China. Thank God my sister was already in China, because let me tell you something, if you're coming from Korea and it's your first time in China, China does not play games. It does not play games, guys. So I'm just so thankful that my sister went through the experience first, because she told me everything I needed to prepare in terms of which applications I needed to download before I got into the country, things like Alipay, things like Baidu. I needed to link my cards on some of these apps, obviously my South African card, because I didn't have a Chinese account at that point in time. I still don't, actually. So me and her also subscribe to VPN. As you know, China is its own little world, you know, and if you want access to everything else while you're here, you're gonna need VPN. So VPN as well was another cost. It's about I'm gonna round it up, 3,500 rand. That is for 1 year. But both myself and my sister are on the exact same plan, so we're sharing that. I just linked my cell phone and my laptop because yeah, that's all I needed. So I was ready for VPN. So I get on the I forgot an amount. Sorry, I needed to do a PCR test, and I needed it ASAP. So I went to Lancet in Sandton in Morningside. It cost me 500 rand. The results were ready within 12 hours. So you guys need to be very, very careful if you are going to go there, because the website said 24 to 48 hours. And on my flight itinerary, it said I needed results within 48 hours from my flight departure time. So the thing almost expired because it was ready so soon. So just be careful if you're planning to go there. So that cost me 500 rand. Great. My flight costs which I will only be reimbursed by my school, I think 3 months after I've been here in China. I think 3 months since the contract, something like that. But my flight cost me around 10,000 Rand as well, okay? Yeah, my flight cost me around 10,000 Rand. Okay, so now I'm in Beijing, the Beijing main airport. Guys, so I've done all the checks and questionnaires and everything I need to do, and now I'm in the airport. I've passed whatever controls, whatever you call it, the English word. I've passed everything. I'm now within the country. You know, a girl is within the country. And we actually took a flippin' bus or a shuttle to go pick up our luggage. So you like know in South African airports, you know, you just walk down the stairs or escalators or whatever and you go to the pickup point for your luggage. Here we needed to take a flippin' bus, a separate transportation to go pick up our bags. So we do that. Now I'm ready. And now I'm trying to connect to the Wi-Fi on the airport to message my school and be like, guys, who's picking me up? And I don't know what you look like, okay? So how am I gonna know? And also my sister, I told her be up in case I need help. So I'm trying to connect to the Wi-Fi. Issue number 1, I can't fucking connect to the Wi-Fi. Issue number 2, I don't have a Chinese SIM card, so data Issue number 3, I can't speak Chinese. The people there's no one that speaks English either. It's like basic English. So the English there at the airport is like passports, yes, no, that's it. So I asked this one lady, I'm like, obviously I have my apps ready, you know, Chinese translation, Papago, you know, whatever. So I typed there, I'm like, I'm struggling to log into the Wi-Fi on the airport. I need help, please, because the people that are picking me up, I need to communicate with them. This woman, God, I'm just struggling to get through to her with the help of the translation app as well. And she's telling me, you need to create an account, you need to what? And I'm like, oh, shit. An account where? Do you mean a bank account? Do you mean a Wi-Fi account? What account? So anyways, in my mind, I'm just like, Lord, I made it this far. I know it's going to be fine. That time I'm shitting my pants, but I'm thinking this at the same time. So I go fetch my bags, and then there's one guy, he literally appeared out of nowhere, and he's like, hotel, and I'm going to hotel. Thank God my school is paying for it for 5 days, so they paid for my hotel for 5 days. So I see this guy, he's like shouting hotel. So I'm like, yo, please be able to speak English beyond just the word hotel. So I go to him, I'm like, I show him my phone, I'm like, I can't log onto the Wi-Fi, right? So he's like, come. I'm like, also Kiwani, is it safe? Anyways, I follow him and he takes me to this other machine in the airport where I just needed to scan my passport. It generates a username and a password for me to log into the Wi-Fi. And I'm just like, this woman that I spoke to on the other side of the airport, she could have told me this. But nonetheless, I'm thankful. So now I message my school. I'm like, guys, I'm in the airport, I'm ready, I've got my bags, which side of the airport must I come to? And they're like, just head all the way out, somebody will be waiting for you. Great, one of my colleagues was waiting for me. So she picks me up, she drives me to the hotel. Yo, such a nice lady. This time it's like 1 a.m. here in Beijing. So she's like really, really nice. She checks me in at the hotel. So we take in my bags first. She sets up the Wi-Fi for me on my phone. She basically does everything to make sure I'm able to communicate. Because I was like to her, hey, I don't have a Chinese SIM card. When I landed in Beijing, it was really, really late. And there was no ways in hell I was going to find a SIM card at the airports. Even to this day, I'm not sure if they have SIM cards. But she ended up taking her SIM card out of her phone and putting it into my phone because it had data loaded on it automatically already. So she's like, just use this so that when I leave the airport, when I leave the hotel, and I leave the Wi-Fi in the hotel, I'll be able to communicate with her and my principals, etc. So that was really, really helpful. We got chow at one of the 7-Elevens as well. She showed me how my Alipay works, which is basically an app that they use for the payment of everything. They don't really use cash here, although I brought cash and I do use cash at other places, but I wanted to test out how my Alipay works, which is like scanning like a barcode on your phone to pay for things. Okay, so it worked perfectly fine. She helped me with that. Great, grand. Now, further costs. So now I have 5 days to find an apartment. My school sets me up with an agent, so I contact him. I'm like, hey, my guy, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen Mr. Bruce Lee. Okay, it's not Bruce Lee. His name is Bruce Bruce One, but his name is Bruce. So this guy needs to pick me up and we need to go check apartments. So he's like, can you just meet me at a central spot? So I leave the hotel. I'm like, great, grand, shut. So I meet up with Bruce Lee, and my guy pulls up in a 2-wheeler BMW motorbike, and now Nama sit behind him, you know, and we are riding on this thing. Anyways, everyone has a motorbike here. It's either a bike, a motorbike, kuningi, okay? So yeah, so he shows me around apartments. I'm in my apartment now. But now a girl needs to cough up money. I'm not going to convert this because it's going to break my heart. You can go convert on Google. So the first amount I need to pay for my apartment is 6,800 RMB. That is deposit. I need to cough up another 6,800 RMB. For what? For rent, okay? Then I need to cough up another 6,800 RMB. For what? For agent fees. I'm like, I do not have enough money in cash for this. If you guys convert it in rands, you'll have a mini heart attack. So I'm like, there's no ways, because I'm doing everything cash. I was like, loans, I'm not doing that. Credit card, I'm not doing that. I need to use cash because I'll make it all back once I start working. So I messaged my sister. I'm like, my guy, that's too much money. So she sends me cash. I use a cash I have. And then I call Amy, one of my colleagues from school, the one who's been helping me. I'm like, this agent fee, is it normal? Because you need to check things, guys. Don't just agree to what people say. So I'm like, is it normal that I need to pay an agent fee that is equivalent to 1 month's rent? Anyway, she's like, yeah, it is normal, but I have heard of foreigners or people, well, okay, she specifically said foreigners, negotiating with their agents. Sorry, guys. Negotiating with their agents to lower the agent fee. So maybe you can negotiate. I'm like, how? Because already language barrier, it's not the one. I need somebody to help me. So I'm like, don't you want to call this guy? I'm like, please, I need help. Please call him and try and negotiate there. And also tell him that I'm only going to pay him, or I can only pay him once with my first salary once I start working. Anyways, she does the thing. She calls this guy and she's like, okay, he'll take 6,000 RMB. So she knocked 800 RMB off. I'm like, hey, it's better than nothing. Okay, it's not a massive amount, but I'm gonna take it. Plus, he agreed for me to pay him once I start earning my salary. So I'm like, great, grand, sharp. And also shame. The one thing I'll say to him is that he did a good job to negotiate with my landlord so that I pay my rent month to month. Because here you will pay 4 months upfront rent. Where was I gonna get 6,800 times 4? So cool. That's all sorted. I'm here now. Still living and chowing my South African rands that are left over, because now remember that I still need to be okay for the next month before I get my first salary. Okay, so the other amounts that I coughed up, the next amount I coughed up was Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi was 1,200 RMB. Thank God it's for a year, so I've paid my Wi-Fi. It works perfectly, and it's going to be for the next year. Then I need to cough up electricity. The electricity here is prepaid, so it was 745 RMB. I also paid it cash, and apparently that should last me someone's drilling, so excuse the noise. So that electricity should last me about a month, maybe a month and a bit, according to the agent. Then the water I paid as I go. And then, of course, I bought everything else I needed in the apartments because I needed to clean. I brought my own chick in handy, Andy. Come on, I bleached the place, okay? So, bought stuff to clean and food and whatever. But that's about it, hey? You know, of course, there were other costs involved in the whole process, beginning from Korea and the medicals costs that I got done there in Korea. The medicals I got done in Korea and the costs associated with that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there were other costs involved, but the major ones was definitely what I've listed, from flights, from visa, from PCRs to rent, deposit, agent fees, okay? But yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, I hope it was a quick and short one. I don't know how long I've been recording this, but I hope this was informative. Okay, if you guys have any questions that I may have not on what I may have not spoken about or elaborated on, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer anything if it's cost related as well. And if you are planning to come to Beijing, or you're watching this, you're in Beijing, please reach out. I need a friend. But yeah, I will see you guys on the next video. I'll probably maybe take you guys out, show you a little bit of my neighborhood. Please do not ask me for an apartment tour. I'm not going to do it. This is my space. I like it. It's better than Korea, and I just want to keep it to myself. But you guys will definitely see bits here and there if you follow me on Instagram in my pictures. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye now.